Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Kingdoms Queens podcast. We are officially 72 days away from NFL kickoff. I feel like I'm updating you guys every week on this, and slowly we keep getting there, but we are in like the Sahara Desert of the off season right now. It is so slow. There is no NFL news. Everyone's on vacation. But you know
it's
what?
Just fans fighting on Twitter. That's all it is.
We're back to the old fights on Twitter of Super Bowl fights, and it's a lot of fun. But you know what? We're just excited to be with you guys tonight. So I am your host, Lexi.
I'm Chrissy.
I'm Jodi. Hey, y'all. All right. So, I mean, like you said, it's the off season. It's what, June? I think we're in June.
End of
June.
There's now
Almost July.
Yeah. I know. I can't believe 4th of July is already next week. But, I mean, there are some things kind of going on in the kingdom. I mean, not like a ton of things, but there are some things. So, I mean, like, just some of the fun entertainment things of Chiefs Kingdom, right?
Yeah.
This weekend, kind of cool. And I guess it's not this weekend. I guess it's Thursday. But we got Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce against Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. So the Warriors, NBA, for those of you who do not pay attention to NBA. And then our two, Travis and Pat. And it's so funny because for a while, people say that our duo is just like their duo and that they're the same. Yeah. Even though, you know, Golden State was okay. Like they were real this season. Not terrible, but and we won a Super Bowl. So it's kind of hard for them to try to compare them to us. But yeah, golf tournament happening this Thursday in Las Vegas. I thought it was definitely going to be in Hawaii, but it's in Las Vegas at the Wynn Golf Club. What are y'all thoughts about that?
I love that they're doing it. And I loved Mahomes' comment about like, well, we've never lost in Vegas. Knock on wood. So I thought that was like oh, was it Travis? I thought it was Travis. But that sounds more like Travis as I'm thinking about it. But I loved that. And I think I saw that Mahomes was going to try to do this $1 million challenge where he has like 25 chances to hit a hole in one or something. And I'm like, that's so cool for his charity of Teen and the Mahomies. And it just seems like it's going to be a lot of fun for those guys. And I love that it's like two of the top players in the NFL versus two of the top players in the NBA. I just think that it's really cool. So especially because you've got Steph Curry and Mahomes who have changed the way that football and basketball are played. And I just think that that's a really cool connection to have. So.
And they're like really good friends too.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I love these kind of things in the off season. And I said this the other day on Twitter. I said, it's like Kansas City barely has an off season because we have so many things, especially when you win a Super Bowl, there are like so many things that follow that really help bring along the off season because it is so long. And you know, even like I said last week on the podcast, I said, oh, maybe they'll do something like on the franchise for our Super Bowl rings. And then they do the little like 20-minute clip they did the other day of like showing the Super Bowl rings and just stuff like that. But then I do think this is going to be really fun with Travis and Mahomes versus Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. And I know what you said, Jodi. It's like, I don't know that they're the best duo in the NBA right now, but
no, no, they're not. I mean, they didn't win the championship this year.
Right. So
they're the best. I mean, Denver, which is crazy to say, won.
It's basketball. It's okay.
Yeah, it's the only championship the city will ever see.
Right. You're not seeing a Super Bowl anytime soon. Sorry. So
going forward.
So go Nuggets. No. But yeah, but I think overall it's going to be a really good matchup. And I will be in Mexico, so I'm hoping I can figure out a way to watch it from there. I don't know.
It is supposed to be on TNT. I did look that up. And True TV, which I don't know what True TV is. So if you find Wi-Fi, you should be able to watch it. It will be at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And something funny. So you know how you can literally gamble on literally everything? Literally everything in the world you can gamble on. Okay.
Us Missourians wouldn't know.
Steph and Klay are currently the favorite right now. Minus 250 and Pat and Trevor plus 210. So
dang.
I don't know if you guys were paying attention, but Steph Curry had this like hole-in-one the other day.
He's really good at golf.
Yeah.
And we were like, what? And Patrick's really good at golf too.
Yeah. Okay.
Might be better than him at golf. So yes, if you are the betting type, those are your bet favorites right now for this matchup on Thursday. But like you said, Chrissy, I think it's super cool that Patrick is going to do the hole-in-one challenge, 25 attempts to and I think what did it say is 25 shots to make a hole-in-one. If he makes it, $1 million will be donated to the 15 and Mahomes Foundation, and a lucky viewer will make $40,000. So I'm like, yeah. So I need to make sure that I'm either watching or registering or whatever it is I need to do.
All of the above.
So I can be one of those lucky guys. But I will, just to wrap this up, I think they do, this is like the third or fourth time that they've done this with Steph and Clay too. So I really like tradition, and I like what they're creating and how they're doing this battle between the two, even though they're two totally different sports. So in other entertainment news for Chiefs Kingdom, apparently Chris Jones posted something on his Instagram account. I didn't see it. I don't even know what it is. I'm going to let y'all talk about it because I have no clue what we're even talking about.
Jodi's like, I do not care.
Yeah. So it's like, what are you talking about? These Chris Jones Instagram pics. Like, he just posted something on his story.
Listen, like I said, it's the Sahara Desert of the off season, okay?
Yeah, we're looking for stuff to chat about.
No, I haven't looked at his IG, so I just don't know what it is. So you have to tell me because I haven't looked at it.
He basically posted, there was a couple things where he was like sitting there and he was like, Chiefs, oucha, or whatever. And he was like right outside the tunnel for Arrowhead. And then there's been some pictures of him with Casey Wolf because according to Lexi, I guess he's filming a commercial with Casey Wolf.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Is that like verified?
Hold on. Yes, it is verified actually on his Instagram. It was for, wait just a second.
Well, for those of you who keep crying about him not coming back, this is all of your clear evidence that he's going to sign.
Exactly. It was for BMW of Columbia, Missouri. So he shot a commercial with
Como.
I know. I'm like, that's random, but.
All right,
what the heck is he doing way on Columbia?
He's almost got some FOMO, apparently.
He's shooting commercials in Kansas City or Kansas City metro area, greater Kansas City area. So I'll take it. You know what?
Yeah, no, I'll take it too. I mean, to know Chris Jones is to know when he signed his first contract. It was a Tuesday, July 12th, or it was a Saturday, July 12th. I don't know what the exact date was, but if we're going based off of when he signed his first contract, we still got about 2.5 weeks, guys. So until that time comes,
he also, did you guys see the picture of him in the new Madden?
Oh my God, it looks so bad. Yeah, sorry. It looks so bad. I knocked something off my desk because I got excited. Bad. He looks horrible.
Yeah, and he also said that he was going to tweet about it every single day.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to tweet at EA Madden every day.
He's like, who the hell is this? This isn't me.
Like, they did the face scan for some of the other guys. It's like, why is Chris Jones like...
Chris Jones.
Why are we skimping on the Chris Jones face, y'all?
Y'all can do better than that. Come on.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Seriously.
Not good.
Anyway, about that. And then some more entertainment news, which actually kind of taps into the NFL a little bit. So, of course, we all know that we have this huge game against the Dolphins in Germany starting November 5th. All of Chiefs Kingdom, they have raved about it and have talked about how upset we are that this game was not at Arrowhead. But I'm sure y'all saw the news today of what happened, right? Like, record-breaking sales.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. All I know is they said there was at least 1.5 million people in queue to purchase tickets to said game. And it sold, I think, $1.4 million in ticket sales. So, like, holy crap.
Yeah. I know a big portion of that is probably like bots to do resale for Ticketmaster and things like that. But still, those tickets are going to get sold to if they are, bots. So it's just no offense to the Dolphins, but it's the Mahomes factor though. Honestly, like it is like those people want to go see the Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP, Patrick Mahomes play football because he's the best player in football. Like he just is. And it's no disrespect to the Dolphins. They're a great team.
And they have a fan base over there.
They have one of the best. Yeah. And they have one of the best wide receiver cores in the NFL. So it's like, I understand that they do have a fan base over there, but those ticket sales going like they did, to me, there's no other explanation other than like people want to go see Mahomes because he is so amazing to see in person. Like seeing the things he does on the field, no one else can do. So
I think people want to see Travis Kelce too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that duo. Yeah.
Well, and I mean, I know there are a ton of NFL fans. So I don't know if it's like NFL fans or if it's just, oh my God, the NFL is finally coming here, so let's go watch. It feels like a combination of both, but I feel like, of course, our good friend Shelly, who's over there. Hey, Shelly. Of course, she understands football and she understands the NFL. So she knows that, there was the whole Chiefs Tyreek Hill drama. And I feel like there are maybe a few of those fans who are interested in seeing that. But again, I mean, Miami does have, the entire state of Florida, all of their teams, they have a fan base over there.
Yeah,
so I actually wonder, we need to ask Shelly if she got her tickets because I know she was.
When I saw last, she didn't.
Bummer.
She 3 tickets. Yeah. She was trying to get 3. And of course, the tickets sold out, I believe, in 15 minutes, which is awesome.
Yeah. 15 minutes.
But yeah, when I was just kind of reading through her timeline today, she said that she sat in queue for a really long time. And then when she finally got in there, they were like all sold out. So she was looking for like resellers or something like that.
Right, they're going to have to.
I can only imagine. Someone else posted like what the average ticket price was. And I feel like it was like $550. But
wow.
I don't know if that's USD or if that's, I don't know what that is. I was like, Jesus Christ. But $550 sounds very on brand for the NFL.
Especially overseas and the demand over there. And
well,
and they're playing in Frankfurt. So I don't know that's not where their biggest stadium is.
No.
So that is kind of a bummer. Like it only holds like 40 or 50,000 people, which is not even near an NFL stadium.
Which makes sense to why they would have higher ticket sales because they're trying to still get that revenue.
Right.
I argued on Twitter, to be fair, today that they still could have made that same amount of money if it was in Kansas City.
Same.
I definitely argued that point on Twitter.
Oh, I know. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what the NFL does with the international games in general. Like, they're really trying to expand that brand. And I mean, imagine being like a Jacksonville Jaguars fan. They have 2 games in a row in London or the UK. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, that's
a lot of them are okay with it because they have such a big. So apparently, yes, they have the huge fan base, but apparently they also play well. Like they have a great record over there too. So they're like, shoot, if that means we can go over there and get 2 wins, then let's go over there and get 2 wins. I'm like, what the heck? I mean, I definitely get the logic, but I'm like, no, like come back home so we can watch USC.
Right.
Interesting. Well, I'm sure there'll be a lot more news about that. Again, I'm not a happy Chiefs fan that game is not here, but I mean, go NFL, do your thing. All right, so let's finally get into some sports. Get past the entertainment segment. For those of you who are on social media or you watch ESPN, there was a very interesting comment from our friend Orlando Brown Jr. yesterday.
What a shocker.
What a shocker.
Our friend.
Why? I don't have the quote verbatim, but it was something along the lines of he feels so much more confident playing for this franchise just because, Joe Burrow doesn't drop back nearly as far as Patrick Mahomes drops back. So he feels like he's going to be able to be more efficient and effective in his role. I know my thoughts. I'm going to let y'all go first.
Okay. So I do understand where Orlando Brown is coming from because in the past, Mahomes did have a tendency to drop back far simply because he couldn't trust his O-line. It was like the PTSD from the Super Bowl loss against the Bucs where he had no protection. And he worked on that, and he was much better about that last season. So
yeah, for sure.
I can see like him saying like, not having to block as long or something like that because of the dropbacks. However, that problem was much more
efficient last year.
A little bit different last year. Okay, Orlando?
Like a whole season, like 20 games of it.
The whole season. So he fixed that problem.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I do want to say is I feel like Orlando's numbers were actually aided by the fact that Mahomes could escape pressure in as many different ways as he can do. Correct. And so I'm not saying that Joe Burrow is not a fantastic quarterback. I think he's probably the second or third best quarterback in the NFL. Okay. Yeah. However, I don't think that he is as good at escaping high pressure situations that Mahomes seems to slide himself whatever out of. I feel like Joe Burrow takes a lot more sacks because he cannot get out of those situations like Patrick can.
So on that note, Joe Burrow took 41 sacks last year. Took Patrick Mahomes 26. He took 15 more sacks than Patrick did last season.
Right. And I feel like Patrick could have taken a lot more sacks had he not been able to get out of those situations. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of the situations where he did take sacks were caused by Orlando Brown Jr. So I also look at when Patrick hurt his ankle.
I was just going to say, remember the ankle?
Yeah, the ankle. Orlando not doing his job. So I feel like it's just kind of funny that Orlando Brown has this comment where I know he's trying to bolster up his new fan base because he knows like it's a very
they love him. They are falling for every last word he says.
Oh my god, it's
I
like
love it. The amount of money that they paid him.
What?
The amount of money that they paid him, they should absolutely kiss the feet of this man.
Like, yeah, I just feel like he's love bombing them with these like, oh my gosh, I love this. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you this. I love this so much. I love this so much. And then they're going to watch him play and be like, oh,
it's what he did to us.
Amazing. He's just okay.
Now, I will say
an upgrade from last season. Okay, maybe it is. But
is he an upgrade over their last left tackle?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, he is an upgrade, but that doesn't mean
that he's going to be like the solver of all your problems.
What D-lines they go up against, they're probably running that same. I'm sorry, I'm sitting here picking at my nail while I'm talking to y'all. Let me focus. They're probably still going to play against those same number 1, number 2 teams of the division this year that they played against last year. So, I mean, and what that means is every single one of those teams, they all got tape on Orlando Brown. Right. That's not hard to get. We all play the same teams every single year.
Yeah, and he's rejoining the same division that drafted him.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's like they all have tape on you, especially the Ravens. Oh, my God.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like the Ravens fans said the same thing when we took Orlando Brown Jr. They said the exact same thing. And then we're like, no, he's going to be great. Like, he's going to be awesome for us. Yeah. Like, we went through the same cycle. So I don't blame Bengals fans for being that way.
Exactly.
But I just have a feeling in a year or 2, maybe 3, they're going to be like.
A year or 2? Next year.
Well, you know how Bengals fans are. I'm just saying.
Here's
they don't like to admit things like that.
Oh, you like him admitting. Oh, yeah, that's
what I'm saying. Like,
is the Bengals fans, even if they're upset with his play level, they are not going to admit it as much as we think they will because they want to spite us and because they're like, we got him from you, blah blah blah, whatever.
And that's totally fine. I can hear less. You see how
Orlando Brown came here and we were all excited about him. He was the one who said, I'm never going to let anybody lay a finger on Pat Mahomes, right?
Sure did.
So many times.
I mean, we all fell for it too. But the thing is with Orlando, he's a good dude, whatever. Yeah. But like Nick Wright Nick Wright, he is hilarious. He's so dramatic.
Yeah. Did anybody get him a Band-Aid? Because what the heck?
Yeah, he had a whole statement today about.
I don't know if y'all saw it. He had
I didn't expect Orlando Brown to stab Patrick in the back like that. And basically, what Orlando Brown, I mean, it's just like you guys.
You think it's stabbing in the back? So okay, I don't think it's stabbing in the back. And Nick Wright is a Chiefs fan, as everybody knows. And I just think that it's friendly NFL banter. And I think people
it is.
Yeah, like
I'm telling you this now, if I'm a Super Bowl champion and I got my ring and y'all didn't want to pay me some money and I went to another team that wants to pay me money and I know I might not be as great as I come across on paper, y'all aren't gonna know that because my confidence is gonna make you think that I'm the best left tackle in it. And that's
and I fully expected him to do that because that's what he did when he joined the Chiefs. And like Lexi said, we ate it all up. We're like, I love this guy's attitude. I love his confidence. And like, I don't blame Bengals fans for being excited about him. He is an upgrade from what they've had. But I just think that they're going to be a little
Williams, but
Joe Burrow might take 35
sacks. As big of an upgrade as they think he is.
He might take 35 sacks instead of 41.
Yeah.
That is an upgrade. That would be an upgrade.
You know, Joe Burrow definitely has his like shifty moments. Like we saw him now as Chiefs fans. We saw him.
Oh, don't bring it up.
I'm going to bring it up. Those
It's all in my head. I'm watching it play.
2 years ago now, that first AFC Championship game against them. Yep. He avoided those Chris Jones sacks. He's not a bad quarterback to avoid sacks.
No.
Mahomes literally, and he, like you said, he's overcome this, but there's times where he ran like 15, 20 yards behind. And I feel like Orlando Brown is falling on those stats of like, he used to do this, but he hasn't done that in a long time, Orlando. Yeah. So,
and to be fair,
he tried to blame Joe Tooney as well for like a Super Bowl mistake. So I'm just like, you know what? Let's stop blaming everyone else. Let's stop blaming the turf.
Accountability. Accountability is the word.
Take accountability for your
accountability. Now, I will say, though, Joe Burrow was tied for having one of the quickest releases in the NFL last year. So that
he gets rid of the ball really fast.
That's going to be an advantage for Orlando Brown. Sorry. That's going to be an advantage for him because he's not going to have to hold the ball for 5 or 6 seconds, like Pat wants. And I would say one of the biggest differences with that is if you're holding the line for that long, that's because Pat's probably looking for the deep pass. That's probably because somebody like Travis Kelce
going through his read,
double teamed, and they're trying to find somebody else who's going to get open. So, I mean, the difference between the Browns and the Chiefs are we have Patrick Mahomes, right? And Patrick Mahomes can get the ball literally to anybody, clearly.
You mean the Bengals?
He's going to get the ball to us. But when you look at the Bengals, they have a big three, right? So you're always going to focus on those big three. So one of those 3 players are probably either going to be double teamed. It's going to be hard for them to get open versus us. You can throw the ball to anybody. So, it'll be interesting to see like how he acclimates to that this year because they're not really a run heavy team either, like we weren't. So,
I think Orlando Brown, he has the chance to be carried by phenomenal quarterbacks to making him look better.
That's what I want.
Starting with Lamar Jackson, carried on to Patrick Mahomes, carried on to Joe Burrow.
If I can let Patrick Mahomes get me another 3 rings, ain't nobody gonna say nothing to me as a Chiefs fan. Ever in life. We're a dynasty. I was here the whole time. I was here when we were terrible. I'm gonna have that same energy as him. So I mean, hey, the only other thing I would say about that is nice shirt. It's on Shop Our Tailgate, by the way. Sorry about that, guys. But the only thing I would say is, the amount of money that they paid him, good for him. But they act like they don't got a ton of players they got to play next year too. To where Joe Burrow's already talking about how he will take a team-friendly deal.
I'm still waiting for Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert to get their contracts done.
Yeah, he's looking for like a Patrick Mahomes style of deal. Well, you might not have a choice because you guys just paid your left tackle this much money and you have more guys on your team who you have to pay too. So I wish you the best of luck. God bless. In my Christian
May God bless you.
Goodness gracious. What else y'all got on that topic?
Chrissy, you have anything else?
No.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I think Orlando.
I've said my piece.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I said too much about Bengals today already. I'm good.
Well, my thing is for me.
a little sassy.
Lexi's like, well, I'm not done.
Lexi's like, hold on, let me finish.
Hold my beer.
And on this note with Orlando is, you know what? I don't think we downgraded at all at left tackle with Donovan Smith. I think he's been phenomenal for the Buccaneers, for Tom Brady. And we paid him like an eighth of the amount that the Bengals had to pay Orlando Brown.
Yeah.
And it's not really a downgrade to me. So for me, and maybe, I understand maybe he feels slighted by that. Maybe he's like, well, the Bengals wanted to pay me and now I'm on their team and blah, blah, blah. And that's fine. I'm happy for you. Go get your money. But yeah, that's basically it for me.
It's so funny. I do want to say, I don't know if you guys still follow Juan Thornhill on Twitter.
I love him.
I love Juan Thornhill, right?
I do too, man.
He is like, I was watching NFL Live the other day, and Dan Orlovsky was talking about him, and he was just like, man, such a good dude, such a great heart, championship mentality. You can tell that he's bringing that swagger to the Browns, and fans have never seen anything like this before. So, of course, they're on board because
they love him.
I love it, right? So he posted something on Twitter today that made me laugh out loud. So apparently he signed like an autograph, and a fan went and got his autograph tattooed on his arm.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, oh, my God, you really got that done for real. I thought you were saying that. And the dude went and got Juan Thornhill's tattoo on his arm.
I love that. Good for Juan.
I love that. You can already tell that he's going to be a captain on that team. He's going to go in there.
I just love how he's bringing that. I'm not saying that they're going to become a championship team. No. He is bringing his championship swagger to their team. And I just love how he's like trying to pep up the fans, and he's being real positive. He's like, guys, we're going to do some great things together. Yeah. And the one thing that's different, when people leave the Chiefs, I will root for you until the day you retire if you don't ever throw the Chiefs under the bus. If you're going to go and you're just like hyped about your new team, but you've said great things about the Chiefs when you've left them, that's the way to go. Don't leave and then go be like, oh, well, this is going to be better because of this and not this, or et cetera, et cetera. Like, yeah.
Really, Orlando, you're going to discount Patrick Mahomes, like the best.
It's giving me Tony Gonzalez, and I don't like that.
I know.
Come on, talk about Tony.
It's right. Like,
I just argued about Tony Gonzalez yesterday.
But even
I got some feelings about that man.
We don't need to. I know. But even like Frank Clark, like he went to the Broncos, but he had the best things to say about the Chiefs. And so I can't be mad at him. Like, I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at like Tyrann Mathieu, who wanted to stay on the Chiefs. We couldn't pay him.
Colin, Juan, they all said great things.
Because of the way they acted when they left. There's a reason why we're weird about Orlando is because the way he's acting.
Man, and I know like we're so off the outline, but like the
what else is new?
Yeah, it's nothing.
Through the outline.
I worked really hard on creating it for us today. We're off of it. But no, even like the whole, I know we were kind of having this discussion offline the other day about like Juju and how he's still going through this knee injury, and how, that really just solidifies how great our training staff is, because not only did they identify that something wasn't correct, they had that conversation where it's like, hey, if you want to bring Juju back, cool. But like, this is what's going on with him internally. Yeah. So I don't know if, we know he wants to go out here and at least get 10 million or whatever million he got. But it's like, we can't give him that. And now, who knows if he's even going to play through training camp, because he may be trying to get that knee healed up before week 1. So
yeah, knees are tricky, man.
Yeah, you would know.
I would know. They are tricky. You got to be careful. They're really easy to retweak, and if you're not careful, if you don't do what needs to be done, it can. I wish him health, because he seems like just the coolest guy. Like, I love Juju. We all did, hashtag Juju catches everything. We loved him here. So I hope that he gets healthy, because
I even got a jersey. I love Juju.
I know. I want a lot of success for him. Like, I just love him.
D-Hop.
What?
What if the Patriots get D-Hop too? Like, what?
I don't know.
And Juju together? I don't even want to think about it.
You know what? I have a weird feeling D-Hop is going to go to the Browns. I have a weird feeling.
Do they have money? Yeah, they got money.
They have money, and he played with Deshaun and on the Texans. And
I mean, but they got Amari Cooper, who went insane last year, like blacked out.
Yeah, well,
I would not want to go there, but that's just
right. Anyway, moving on. Back to the outline. So, as you guys also seen on Twitter, was it PFF?
Yeah. PFF shared
disclaimer. We don't really care about what PFF says, by the way.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about
is what we say.
I'm like, disclaimer. PFF. These three ladies think PFF, they're insane. Anyway, so they put out an article the other day, and it was the top 5 wide receiver groups in the AFC, right? Number 1 was the Bengals. Number 2 was the Dolphins. Number 3 was the Raiders. Number 4 was the Bills. Number 5 was the Chiefs. Now, I have my thoughts about this. I just right, but I'm letting y'all go first.
I just don't understand. I mean, it's literally based on what Patrick and Kelsey, that is what it is based off of, because you cannot look at our actual wide receiver core and say top 5 in the NFL. No offense. I know that's offensive. I don't mean it to sound mean, but we've got Sky Moore, who is unproven, Rashee Rice, who is a just now drafted rookie.
Fresh out of college.
You've got Richie James, who is okay on the Giants. You've got Kadarius Toney, who is he going to stay healthy? We don't know. We've got MVS, who is a solid 2-3, but you cannot say.
Yeah.
With any seriousness that our wide receiver core is one of the best in the NFL. That does not mean we don't have one of the best offenses in the NFL, because that is solely based on what Mahomes can do with our receivers.
Correct.
Okay, what the plays Andy Reid draws up. But you cannot look at our wide receiver core and be like, top 5.
And Travis Kelce is the tight end, just for everybody who doesn't know. It shouldn't even be in the category. No. And I will say, over the last few months, I've seen how everybody is extended the receiver core to tight ends all of a sudden. And I get where you're going at, but no.
Stop it.
100% totally agree with you.
Yeah. I mean, I feel the exact same way. I think I love our wide receivers in their own ways, as a Chiefs fan. And I know what they're capable of in an offense with Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, led by Andy Reid. I know what they're capable of, but if you put those wide receivers on any of the other teams, it's not going to be this.
Are they making the team?
Are they even making the team? Exactly, Jodi.
Are they on the practice squad? Let's get in depth here.
I didn't bring up Justin Watson.
Are they?
The thing is they have all the potential in the world on our offense, but that's because it's the Chiefs' offense.
If you put any of our wide receivers with
I don't know.
And we've miraculously upgraded our O-line again.
Yeah.
You got Patrick Mahomes and you upgraded the O-line, which is going to give Pat more time to take those deep steps, those deep dropbacks, if he would like, so he can get one of these dudes open. Richie James, first down, 25 yards. What? The moment I hear that, I'm going to literally lose my mind. But no, in reality, I can think of at least 3 other teams that are better than our receiver core in the AFC. I'm going to start with the Ravens, because Odell Beckham Jr., Zay Flowers, and Rashad.
I don't know how they're not on it, for one.
Definitely should be in the top 5. Even the Jags with Christian Kirk and Agnew.
Yes.
What? And even the Browns, Amari Cooper.
That one's close for me.
Good one.
Amari Cooper's good, but does he outweigh a Travis Kelce?
But Travis Kelce is.
I think the Chargers could even be ahead of us.
The Chargers could be ahead of us.
Yeah, they've got Keenan Allen, they've got Mike Williams. Even those two just by themselves, they're more.
Even Palmer was good for them last year too.
Yeah, you hear this, AFC teams? We can be real. Hello, listen.
Yeah,
we get it.
We slander our receiving room all the time. Look, let me be specific. Slander our receiving room all the time. And that does not mean that they're not going to be lights out this year. They're just lots of guys that we thought we would have in our receiving core this year. And I mean, I even said it yesterday when I was starting a fight in the group chat before I went to bed. I wouldn't be surprised if we went out and drafted a receiver before the trade deadline because, you know, one conversation we were having yesterday is, how many games do you think Kadarius Toney is going to play this season? Most of the people said 13.
So I think it's interesting that Jarvis Landry is still a free agent.
Interesting.
I wouldn't be against bringing him in on a low risk contract, but
I would not either. Not at all. I don't think I knew that, or I didn't
hear anything about him. And why is that? He was a good player. He's been a good player.
Let me look up hold on. Let me look up some things. Hold
he's not coming off of an injury.
No, right? I think he was on the Browns last year?
So he only had 272 yards last year.
What team was he on last year?
He only had 25 receptions for New Orleans.
I thought I was going to say the Saints, right?
Well, the Saints were a mess.
They don't count, even though they're going to win their division this year, which is crazy.
In 2021, he had 570 yards for Cleveland, 840 in 2020. He was a 1,000-yard receiver in 2019, a little under 1,000 in 2018 and 2017. 1,000 in 2016, 1,000 in 2015.
Well, I think if you look back at the last 2 or 3 years, who were the other receivers that were on that team and who was the quarterback? I think that has a lot to do with it. I easily think he could come on this team and be a 500 or a 600-yard receiver.
Yeah, I think anybody could, which I think our offense has proven. I think anyone who knows how to play wide receiver could come on this team and be elevated.
Yeah, absolutely. Would take him over Richie James in a heartbeat.
Yeah. See,
and we don't really know what Rashad. That's not your name. Rashid Rice is going to be this season.
Rashid Rice.
He may. What if he falls into what a Sky Moore role was last year, right?
And I honestly feel like that's what's going to happen.
Exactly. So we don't necessarily. If Sky's going to get more snaps this year, which we all expect for him to, Rashid Rice might only have 500 yards, maybe this whole entire season. So I wouldn't be mad if we went out and got somebody like Juice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He could have an interesting element to our wide receiver room.
I was just looking through all this stuff, and some people are saying they were writing articles that the Chiefs need to target him, that he could do well here.
All right, let's tweet about it.
I haven't seen that.
I just Googled it. I'm not on Twitter.
We can not reach out to people, but if we start the bandwagon, it'll be on SportsCenter in a week. Let's do it. I'm like, let's do it.
All right, Jarvis Landry to Kansas City. Book it.
Book it. You heard it here first.
You heard it at least by the trade deadline. But hey, you never know what. Well, I mean,
he's a 5-time Pro Bowler.
Yes,
he's a good player. He's not. I don't know. He's not that.
I mean, I know he's old, but
but so is
Diop is old. No, he's not.
Yeah.
He's
he's not old, but he's
old for football. They're getting up there.
Old in football years.
Right. He's a grandpa in football years. But I don't hate that. And that's the veteran type of receiver that you want to get in here. He comes from playing with the Saints. That is a very physical team as well. That's a team that he would be able to adapt from going from there to Kansas City. I don't know. I'm going to reach out to some of my friends who are Saints friends and ask them a few questions about what they think. What's the tea behind that before I tweet it out?
Yeah, I think he just had a 1-year deal with New Orleans, and that's all he had was just a 1-year deal, kind of like a prove it deal.
They just had a brutal year on offense.
And he only had 25 receptions, so it doesn't sound like he even.
Well, that's why I said was he injured, but then they just were terrible.
Yeah, it was not pretty for them.
In the third of the division. Anyway,
I think Derek Carr is going to be really good for them. Did you see what he said today?
No, but I agree.
Just how slighted he felt by the Raiders and how he gave them everything for 9 years.
He should feel slighted by that. I never thought I would be a Derek Carr like defender.
Yeah,
absolutely. And the Josh Jacobs situation is interesting too, because he's looking for a long-term deal, and running backs aren't getting paid. So I don't know what he thinks he's gonna. They might give him a 3 or 4 year deal, but they might only be like, "Here's $12." Like, I don't know what he thinks he's gonna get in this.
Here's $12.
Literally, nobody's
getting yourself some McDonald's.
Nobody's getting paid. We're about to be at training camp in like 2.5 weeks, and none of these running backs that are out there have been paid yet. So I don't know what is happening with this market, if they're going to go like 3 weeks.
Yeah. I'll take the 2.5 just to make it feel better. But
July is Saturday. No, it's not. Anyway.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's interesting. That was good. Like, that was a guess.
Well, because my little sister's getting married, so.
Yay to marriages. Love and marriage. We love that.
Love and marriage. Love and marriage.
That's a great show, by the way.
You're welcome. I'm here for the rest of the hour.
All right, let's get into this last topic. AFC West. Remember when we used to be the AFC Best?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Short days.
That was fun.
That was fun for like a season.
Glory days of
AFC West. So let's play a little game here.
Do you want to play a game?
You know, get your tricycle and just roll around right now in the back over there. Scare all the fans. All right, no. Okay, if you could steal one player from every team, and I feel like, I don't know why we always do this. Like, I feel like I probably should wrote like 3 people down, because we're probably going to take each other's person. If you could take one player from every team and put them on your team today, who would you pick? Let's start with the Broncos. Everybody give their Broncos
answer. Okay, so I'm gonna. There's 2 that I would say. I'm only gonna say one of them because I know these 2 probably both get chosen. I'm gonna say, just because we were just talking about our wide receiver core, I would take Jerry Jeudy. He's a young wide receiver. I know he had some whatever
attitude problem.
He does have an attitude problem.
But also, like, if you've been playing on the Denver Broncos your whole career and they've sucked, wouldn't you have an attitude problem?
Because they were running this division for a really long time.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like if he could get a taste of like what a winning franchise taste like feels like he'd be fine. So, but I think like having his tenacity and his experience and he's not like the fastest guy. He ran like a 4.46, 40, but I think he could be really good with our wide receiver core. So
no, I agree.
I would pick. He's one of the players I would pick from the Broncos.
I think he would be good here too.
Yeah, I
don't care for him.
Like you said, and I think anyone that would join the Chiefs like adapts that winning mentality.
Yeah.
Like we stole Melvin Gordon from there.
I know.
MVP.
Everything.
MVP.
Was he the guy who was like at the Super Bowl and he's like, I haven't done anything, but I'm here.
Just here for vibes, guys. Got a ring out of it.
It was awesome.
Actually, I love it so much because he's been trapped in the AFC West for so many years. And he finally got his ring, so I love it.
I love it so much. He can retire a happy man now.
Right. Now, if I had to pick someone from the Broncos, it's probably the obvious choice. I'm probably taking yours, Jodi, but would be Pat Surtain II.
That was my other one.
He is just phenomenal in secondary coverage, and he would be so good on our team. I would love a player like that. So, yeah. That
was my other one.
Yeah. So me being the hometown kid, I want Frank Clark back.
Yep.
He's Bronco now, so give me Frank Clark. Pat Surtain was
Frank Clark.
I'm like, well, he's been there for now, what, a week and a half? Give me Frank Clark back. I would love to see him come back to the team. But yes,
he's been there a week and a half.
If we would have done this 2 weeks ago, it definitely would have been Pat. So yeah, that's how I feel. All right, what about the Chargers? Who would you take from the Chargers?
I would probably take Joey Bosa, he's one of, I have 2 players again, but I would say Joey Bosa. I think he is a heck of a player. He's he's such a beast out there on the field. So I would definitely take Joey Bosa in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
As long as he can stay healthy. So
yeah.
But with our training staff, he might be able to stay healthy.
Right.
Right. I feel like a lot of people could.
Their training staff is terrible.
Poor Chargers, like
yeah.
I feel like they're like Sporting KC right now. Sporting KC can't stay healthy either. So
really, is it that?
I was like, it feels like I'm watching the Chargers play.
Terrible.
Oh, yeah, that's a horrible analogy. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Honestly, I have a few players I'm between on the Chargers, and I know this is not a slight at Donovan Smith because I am excited for him from the Buccaneers, but I think the Chargers left tackle Rashawn Slater is going to be a phenomenal player.
Oh, yeah. He's a beast.
And I would love to have him on the Chiefs. So
yeah,
we'll take Rashawn Slater.
Absolutely. I'm going Keenan Allen because we need a receiver. So give me Keenan Allen.
No, give me Mike Williams over him.
That was my other one was Mike Williams.
Yeah, no, I'll take
Keenan Allen's got an attitude problem.
I'll take. I mean,
no worse
lemon water. Jerry Jeudy, I
think he's worse than Jerry Jeudy, and he can't stay healthy. He is always.
That's because of the Chargers training staff. I feel like if he was on the Chiefs and had the Chiefs training staff and Patrick Mahomes, he would be a dog.
I just think he's a brat.
And that's how I feel about Jerry Jeudy. But if I were
just a brat,
that's hilarious how your guys' like picks are like coinciding with each other.
And they're literally the same like argument.
I know. It's so funny.
But no, if I didn't go him, I definitely would go with a Bosa. Give me a Bosa.
Yeah. I know. A Bosa and Khalil Mack too, because
absolutely.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. But see, like I'm okay with my defense. It's my offense that I'm like,
you know what? Actually, freaking give me Derwin James. How did I forget that name right there?
Yeah.
He is
a good one.
He body slammed my tight end.
I know.
Listen to what my tight end said today. He said he was gassed and overweight. He said he was gassed and he was fat. We went from one side of the field to the other side of the field. And the play happened real fast. And next thing he knew, he was body slammed.
Poor Travis.
This is insane. I need him to get his life together. Okay, so the Raiders. Who would you take from the Raiders?
I only want one player from the Raiders.
We probably
won't. And that would, oh my gosh, Max Crosby. I want him so badly. I wanted him
there, so you can't pick him.
Why can't I pick him?
I thought he left and went to the Jets.
No.
He's on the Raiders.
He's on the Raiders.
Max Crosby left.
Max Crosby?
Yeah.
I missed that if it happens.
No,
I don't think
he's
it
a Raider.
did.
He's on the Raiders.
Who left then and went to the Jets from the AFC West?
I don't know.
The Jets?
Yes.
Benny and the Jets. I don't know.
I'm not making this up. It's probably not Max Crosby. I'm pretty sure that's who I thought it was because I was like, damn, I can't believe he left the AFC. I can't believe he left the Raiders. I wish we would have got him.
No, definitely not Max Crosby. I can tell you that.
I'm Googling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we need to fill. So
I'm
gonna
give not a Jet.
No. I don't know who's a Jet.
He's still a Raider.
Actually, no, he just signed a contract, didn't he?
I think he just got extended, if anything. He's definitely.
But I love how he plays the game.
And I was like, what the hell?
I love how he plays the game. I wasn't even like, I loved when Patrick got all up in his face and they like kind of headbutted each other in the game. I wasn't even mad at that. I was like, yeah, like, come on, bring that to us. Like, he's the one Raider that I'm just like, man, I could have him as a Chief. Like, I thought that for years. I just
imagine him with Chris Jones on that D line. Like,
oh my gosh, I know.
I thought he left, so that's why I didn't pick him. I didn't think he was a Raider anymore, and I was really excited.
No, he is still a Raider, and it sucks. But I low-key think Max Crosby would be a Chief if he could be. Like, I think he loves the Chiefs deep down inside.
Yeah.
I think he loves Andy Reid and Patrick, and I think they get heated on the field, and I love that. Yeah, I totally agree with your pick there. I'm probably going to give the other obvious Raider, which would be Devontae Adams. And I mean, put him on a team with Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, he's going to be insane. So I would absolutely love to see Davante Adams in our offense. I think he is silly for going to the Raiders. And I know that was like his
poor guy trying to go play with his college teammate and they booted his college teammate out.
It's just a mess. I mean, that was his childhood team. I understand that was like his favorite team, but like you're joining a really messy Raiders and you're expecting them to like maybe win a Super Bowl. And I know he was not alone on that last season, but like, I don't know what they were thinking.
Not thinking.
No, you're a great wide receiver and I'd love to see you on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
My pick is Davante Adams. That's who I picked because I thought Max Crosby was gone. So there's that. Well, that's all I got for this podcast today.
You could also say Chandler Jones on the Raiders if you wanted.
No, I don't want him.
I'm like, no. Okay. He had some depth to our D-line. I wouldn't be mad at it. But.
Yeah, somebody add some depth to my receiving room.
Exactly. So Davante Adams for the win and Max Crosby on the team.
I'm like, help my receiving room out. I'm happy everywhere else on this team. Just saying.
Boogie's laughing at us.
I mean, that's what we're here for, to bring laughter and crazy and chaos to everyone's Tuesday night.
What are your guys' thoughts on Josh Jacobs?
I just said it. He's not going to get paid.
Yeah, we already talked about him.
He's looking for a long-time contract. Running backs are not getting paid right now. There's so many running backs out there who are all
right now. We talked about his contract, but I just can't decide how I feel about him as like a player.
I think he's a good running back, but like you can find a good running back in the 7th round of the draft. So
yeah, I think he's a great running back. Actually, I think he's really good, but
yeah,
none of these people are getting paid right now. So I don't know like what expectation it is. He's like. It really sucks because every single one of those running backs right now, you can name 4 who are looking to be paid. They're going to have to lower their standards if they want to play for a team. Otherwise, somebody's going to go get another running back next year.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Yeah. We literally tried to give CEH away like a car freshener for like months. So it's
like a car freshener.
Yeah, we were like,
I've never heard that before.
CEH, if you would like them. You can have me, Cole, and CEH together as a package deal if you would like them. Package it right on up. So I don't know what's gonna. I mean, I still don't even know if Jimmy G is past his physical yet. So they have bigger problems right now than paying Josh Jacobs. Figure out that.
Ooh, crumble cookies. That might be too high for CEH.
Exactly.
Crumble cookies are good. And they last a long time.
They're delicious.
They last longer than Clyde can in a game. So I don't know. It might not be as good.
Clyde just is always catching strays, poor guy.
I'm not normally the Clyde stray person. I feel so bad.
Oh, he just got engaged though. Congratulations to him.
Congrats, Clyde.
Congratulations to him on his engagement.
Listen, it's nothing personal.
I actually think he seems like a really nice guy.
He's actually I think a great guy. So
good for him.
I feel bad when we talk, but that's just
we're just poking fun. If you can't laugh at yourself, then what's the point?
Right.
Yeah, 5th-year option.
And I do, yeah. I feel like running backs are going to go on strike or something because they're not getting paid.
Not Pacheco. He just got a ring, so I don't care what the rest of them do.
Good.
I don't care what the rest of them do.
We're good with Pacheco and Prince, and then McKinnon loves his life here. So we're good.
I'm fine.
We go on a strike if they'd like to. Would love that for them so much.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything else. So.
Me neither. So you guys, next week we will not be on because it is the 4th of July and we know everyone's going to be out celebrating. So just make sure you celebrate safely. Don't blow off any fingers or ears or whatever, anything else. Be careful, please.
Are we both doing this at the same time?
Oh yeah, I think we did.
I don't know. I'm chatting. We will be back the following week after the 4th of July. So if anything goes crazy, we'll still talk about it on the Twitter machine. So follow, like, subscribe, all the places you can see. And until next time,
the Queen has spoken. That is not a funny joke.
What?
You said
bye, y'all.
He said JPP.
Oh.
End the show. End it.
Bye, guys.
Bye.